This is the redesigned Honda Accord. Now, the Accord has dominated the mid-size sedan market for decades, but I probably would like to argue that with this redesign and the increase in the 2.7 inches of length to this car, that it probably pushed itself into the full sedan market. This is the Sport L hybrid trim, and with this radiant red metallic paint and all of these black accents, including these black 5-spoke wheels, this thing just looks awesome. Styling is always subjective, and there are a few things that I'm not so crazy about with this redesign. I do like the clean and simple look of this front fascia. With the LED lighting, the black grille, and the black air dam, it just looks nice and it's very well done. Moving around to the side is kind of where I lost my excitement. Now you can see it's got this really long hood here, and then you go back and you've got this sloping roof line that just seems to cut the butt of the car off. Now it does look striking in some angles, and I'm sure you guys just think that I'm crazy, but let's look under the hood and check out your powertrain options. The lower trim Accords come with a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine that gets about 192 horsepower. But the hybrids like these, they get a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder that's paired with a pretty powerful electric drive motor, giving it 204 horsepower, and it's connected to an eCVT, and that will get you to 60 miles per hour in about 6.8 seconds. As for the economy, this is rated at 46 in the city, 41 on the highway, for an average of 44 miles per gallon. But if you want to know the real world mile per gallon of this Honda Accord hybrid, I will link my real world mile per gallon test at the end of this video and down in the description. Now let's take a look at the space in this trunk. As you can see, that's actually a pretty good amount of space there. We're looking at about 16.7 cubic feet. But let's see how much room there is in here for all this luggage for if you have to go on a family trip. Well, there you go. Got it all in there, and there's still some room to spare. But if you have some longer items, you can actually pull the handles right here and drop the 60/40 split rear seats. Well, I don't know about you, but I was pretty impressed by that. But Honda has redesigned the interior also, so let's go check that out. All right, so here is the door panel. You can see you've got 2 memory settings there. You've got all your switches and buttons right there, easy to use, and you've got your speaker down below. Driver's seat, really nice. They are very comfortable. Bolstering on there is really good, keeps it planted in your seat pretty well. There is the adjuster for your seat. It's fully powered with Lumbar. That's a good thing. And then I love these vents. I think it's really cool. The bad thing is there's a lot of cell phone holders that will not fit in the vents. This is actually the first Honda Accord that I have been in, so I'm not real sure what the major changes are, but I do know this whole dash is different. The infotainment screen is pretty awesome. Driver's display is fully digital. That's pretty cool. And let's get in and get you a little better look at things. We have a 12.3 infotainment screen here. You can see it's on Android Auto. It also does Apple CarPlay, and those are both wireless. It's very easy to use, very quick to display whatever you need to display. Here we've got our power flow. If you go back and you go into your trip, then you have your current drive, you have a trip, and it keeps the last 3. And same with your trip B, and you always have the power flow up on this one side. The only time that you don't is if you put the power flow here, then you have Android Auto showing up on that side. These things are very easy. It's very quick and snappy. I haven't had any issues with it. Very easy to move stuff around, change things, look at whatever you need to. It's really quick. Very nice system. This is the volume and the power button. I don't like this. I think this needs to be a bigger button, you know, something a little bit bigger, about the size of these down here, because your first thing is you come down here and you're like, which one of these is the power and which one's the volume? So that needs to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more known. This is your volume. Now, moving down here, you have your two vents, and I do like these vents, and I like this mesh system. This is really, really nice. To me, I feel like it's upscale, but other people may not, but I really do like the look of it. I think it's really cool, although you might have a problem with some cell phone holders not working on it. Down here, you got your climate control. These do have heated seats, but not cooled seats. They might have cooled seats up on the touring trim. You have all of your other modes. You do have dual temperature gauges and a fan control, and it does have auto. And down here, this is the best part. So you've got this cubby hole here that will hold your cell phone. It is big enough to hold cell phone. There are two USB-Cs. One has a charging symbol on it, and the other one has the USB symbol on it. So I'm guessing one will only charge, and the other one will only do the USB. The other thing is I love this. I love having a regular shifter here instead of having buttons or switches or dials or something like that. It just has a traditional shifter. You just press the button in the front and you pull it back to drive. Very simple and easy to use. Down here you have your drive modes. You have an electric only button, which the electric only on this is under 30 miles per hour, and you're only going to get maybe a few miles out of it. The battery is not very big. It's about a 1.8 kilowatt hour, I believe. You have a parking brake and your brake hold. You do have a compartment here. It's got a decent amount of room, and it does have a 12-volt plug inside there. Steering wheel is telescopic and will move up and down. Easy to get into position where you need it. Buttons on the steering wheel are very easy to understand. You can see you've got your volume control for your stereo here and your switch tracks. Your voice activation is right here. And then controlling the center driver's display is this right here, and then you also have your adaptive cruise. You can set that. You have lane centering here, and then there's your cruise control and up down. Very simple, very easy to use. The one thing that I do like is you can actually see what your stocks here say. So you've got your wipers all on this side that you can read and set easily. On this side, you've got your lights, and this is also your turn signals. So those are really easy to look at. You don't have to lean forward to find them. You can see them very clearly. That's really nice. So this is your fully digital driver's display. You got a few things that you can do on the right side, and you can change through. You got your brightness settings, safety, maintenance, seat belts. So you can check, make sure everybody's got their seat belts on. Driver safety. You can actually put the navigation up there. You've got your average speed and how long a time you've been on trip A, and your range and fuel. Like you can see there that it says range of 360 miles. Average fuel is 46.9 miles per gallon. So that's right about what we're supposed to be averaging, even with this sitting here running, trying to keep it cool in here while I make this video. We're still right at just about that 47 miles per gallon. And it's supposed to average 44, so we are above that. You can switch your trip here from trip A to trip B. Also, if you hold it down, it will reset. And you can see that it's running on EV down on your left. And that's your power band there. When it dips down into the green, you have regenerative braking up above that. Then it's going to tell you how much power you're using and kick in the engine when it needs to. And then your drive modes also pop up on there and up here, so you get to see those switch. Basically does the same thing on the instrument panel here. So there we go, that's pretty cool. Everything here is just laid out very nicely, very easy to find. I can even see the power button right back here without having to look around for it. So that's in a good spot also. Everything has been excellent in here. You've got a sunglass holder here. This controls, you get your controls for your sunroof up here, and you do have a closing sunshade if you would like to. I just really like this design. I feel comfortable in here. It's sleek. I love all the black. I think it's just all black is really nice. And I know there's some people that don't like the piano black because this is a lot of piano black. I like the piano black. When there is this much kind of a matte finish on all of your dash accessories or a satin finish, it's nice to have a little bit of gloss every once in a while just to give it a little touch of elegance, I would say. Okay, so now that you have seen this new designed interior, let's hop in the back and see how well adults and kids fit back there. I have the driver's seat set in my driving position, and I have a lot of room here. I mean, there's about maybe 3-4 inches there. That's a lot of space in here. Very impressed with that. That must be where that 2.7 extra inches comes in. Gives you a little bit more space here in the back. Now my head though, I've maybe got double stacked 2 fingers. So let's say about an inch or so before I touch the ceiling. My hair is almost scraping it. But it's okay. If I put my head back any farther, then I do scrape it. But other than that, there is plenty of room in here. But let's take a closer look at the back and what else is in here. There are no vents for the back seats, which I don't understand why, but they should have vents. As you can see, there wasn't a whole lot going on back here, but let's load up the kids and see how they fit back here. No, these are not our kids. Our kids are grown, but we wanted to be able to show you guys how kids would fit in these vehicles. So we have these guys and we call them our parrot pigs. Okay, here you go. These are the parrot pigs, showing you guys how much space there is in the back seat for kids. Right, it's not exactly perfect, but you guys get the idea. 3 can sit across there without any problem, and there's plenty of space. Easily get some car seats back here. The middle one probably should be in a car seat, but he's not for now. So okay, so that's the back seating area. I hope you enjoyed seeing our parrot pigs. We use that just to kind of represent children and what it might look like with kids in the back. You can see there's plenty of room. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. The base model LX trim comes in just a little over $27,000. Now the Sport base model hybrid comes in just about $33,325. Now our Sport L trim, which is our tester here, this also was optioned with the Radiant Red Metallic paint, which was a $450 option. You add the destination fees into that, and you come in right around $35,425. So after driving this for about 4 or 5 days, I've actually gotten very used to it. It's kind of just felt like I was driving my own car. So, you know, it's very conforming to your lifestyle, really. It feels sporty. The suspension is rather tight. Of course, this is the Sport trim, so it should feel a little sporty. And I've just been really impressed with it. And the range and the gas mileage and everything have just been really excellent. So we're coming up here and we're gonna get turned over here and we are going to see how quick we can get up to 60 miles per hour. So we'll pull around here. You'll see on the screen up here, we are going to switch to sport. I am going to brake torque it. Someone is coming quickly. Brake torque. There we go. $60. All right. Well, it does get up there. Not too bad, I believe. 6.8 seconds, I think, is what it's supposed to be. So, pretty decent. Not too shabby. It doesn't sound too bad. I miss the shifting. You know, the CVT in there, you could hear it just like rev it up, and it just stays pinned at like, I don't know how many RPMs because I don't have RPMs on here. But I was at 100% power, and it just stays there. It never moves. So you're just gradually increasing speed. I think I would rather have a 6-speed transmission in this, or maybe even an 8-speed transmission, but something to shift. You know, and those RPMs go that high. It's kind of scary when you hear it that revving that like that. But it did accelerate very easily and very quickly. And going at normal driving speeds, when you accelerate, you actually do hear the mimicking of shifting. So, and a lot of people are doing that now with the CVTs. They're mimicking those shifts, which is okay. I think it's not really necessary, but you know, a lot of people just like to have that feel that they actually have a transmission that is shifting gears. But not too bad there. Like I said, the ride in here is very good. It's a sporty feel. It sticks to the road and sticks to the corners and everything like that without any problem. I stick in my seat pretty well. The acceleration normally is very smooth. You press on the accelerator and it will pick up speed rather quickly. Everything here, like I talked about earlier, is easy to reach. I can just easily touch the touchscreen. I can easily get to my climate control. I can easily get to my drive modes and know that they're here. A few days of driving this, and even a few more weeks of driving this, I would probably be very comfortable just reaching down here and switching my drive modes without even having to look. Same with your climate control, stuff like that. The buttons on the steering wheel, those came very easily. I learned where those were at and what they do very quickly. So the gas mileage on this has been excellent, and you can see up here that right now we are going 28.7, but it is climbing because right now we're running off of the battery. And if you have it on sport mode, it runs the engine only, and that's all that it powers. If you put it in normal mode, then it will jump back and forth between the engine and the battery, and the engine, when it's running, will charge up the battery. And then you can put it in eco, and that will maximize the electric drive and use it at its best opportune times to get you the best gas mileage. Now, trip A was reset right after we ran our real world mile per gallon test. And since then, we have ran 273.8 miles, and we're averaging 46.2 miles per gallon. And if we go to trip B includes that test that we ran, and that gives us 326.4 miles, 45.3 miles per gallon. The average is supposed to be right around 44, so it's easily getting that. So big deal right there. Way to go, Honda. Hybrid system is working very, very well. Seats and everything in here are very comfortable. Suspension is tight and sporty, so it will hold you in your seat when you go around corners. It will take corners very aggressively if you want to take them aggressively. It does have the wider tires on this sport trim, so that really helps a lot. And I just feel comfortable in here. I feel like this is my car. After driving this for 4 or 5 days, I easily figured out where everything is at. My hand easily rests right here on the shifter, and everything else is just in place and in line, and I love this design that they did in here. This is just great. It's amazing. I love it. I think that everyone needs to get one. Now, you know, I could say that in every vehicle I drive now, and new vehicles, yeah, of course it's a new vehicle. What are you not going to like about a new vehicle? But there are things that do come up in some cars that are, you think that they should do a little bit differently, but this has all been laid out very well. They did a very good job on it. If you are looking for a hybrid, I would really consider this one. Depending on what you like about the styling of the exterior, but the interior is amazing. That's where you're gonna be. You can't see the outside whenever you're driving it. So if you have not subscribed yet, click subscribe so you don't miss any more reviews. If you want to see the real world mile per gallon test on this car, it should be right up here. And if you're not interested in that, then this one down here is probably going to show you something that you would like, or that YouTube thinks you might like. So other than that, I hope you liked this video. If you did, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.